Chrysler Arena as the Michigan Women Wolverines take on the University of South Carolina Upstate Spartans. My name is Brett Graham, here for WCBN alongside Emily Herrard. And as the starting lineups are being announced, Emily, talk to me a little bit about what you're looking for in this game and maybe a little bit about the previous win that the Wolverines are coming off of.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the rebounding battle goes. Both teams lead their divisions. The Wolverines lead the Big Ten and are second overall in rebounding, leading rebounding margin of 24.3 and an average of 49.3. And then on the other side, USC Upstate has 51.8 boards per game. But the tallest girl on Upstate's starting lineup is 6 feet, and the Wolverines have the advantage of 6'5" freshman Hallie Thome. So it'll be interesting to see if height plays a role in the rebounding or if Upstate is a great fundamental boxing out team.
Yeah, absolutely. If I learned one thing from basketball in middle school, it's that a 5'5" person can get a rebound if they can box out.
Exactly.
So maybe that's the Spartan strategy. This is the first ever historic, first meeting of these two teams. Michigan started its season 3-0 fairly comfortably. Are there any weaknesses in this team coached by Kim Barnes-Arico that you see early on?
The one thing is the Wolverines are young, so they have some freshmen out there who, of course, are going to make some mistakes. But overall, the Wolverines have been shooting the lights out, 53% on the season. And as well on defense, they're able to shake up their opponents when they run their half-court trap, a little full court, and sometimes they even go into a 2-3 zone. So if they're able to keep the energy on defense, even if their shooting lags a little bit, which it's going to happen, you can't shoot lights out all season, then they're going to have to rely on their defense, and their freshmen are going to have to step up as they have been doing. So the Wolverines are looking to go 4-0 for the first time since the 2011-12 season.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Michigan program has only opened with 4 consecutive wins 5 times in program history. You mentioned 2011, but before that it was 2002, and going back all the way, the first one was in 1989. The starting lineups are currently being announced. For the Wolverines, we have Madison Rivstovsky, Sierra Thompson, sophomore Caitlin Flaherty, Jillian Dunstan, and freshman Hallie Thome. For the Spartans, Trevonda Haddock, Brittany Clancy, Raven Jefferson, Kristen Dickerson, and Brittany Starling.
For the Spartans, Brittany Starling is going to be the girl for the Wolverines to watch out for. She's averaging a double-double currently, 21 points and 15 rebounds. And as I said earlier, she's the tallest on Upstate's starting lineup at 6 feet, so she's going to be a dominant force tonight.
You know who I'm excited to watch tonight is Jillian Dunstan, who had her first ever career start against Xavier, their previous game, and she also had her first ever double-double the same night. That's a great way. That's a great way to go into the locker room after your first start, and that tells Coach Arico, put me back in.
Exactly. Yes.
keep putting me in at the starting spot, and I will perform for you.
Dunstan has grown, being a role player last year as a freshman, but now as a sophomore, she's looking to really make a mark for the Wolverines and continuing her starting as she's out there on the court right now, ready to go, maybe record another double-double. Her career high is 10 points, so almost reached 12 last game.
And there's the tip-off, and it's going to be bobbled by Sierra Thompson, but quickly recovered in the backcourt. She'll take it across and find Caitlin Flaherty on the elbow. Up to Rostovsky, who's going to pass it back to Flaherty. Flaherty for the 3. That's no good, but it's going to be rebounded by number 11, Jillian Dunstan. Pass back out to Rostovsky for the 3, and that's good for the first points of the game. Now the Spartans are going to take it down the other way, and you have Trevonda Haddock working around. There's going to be a foul called down low on Brittany Starling, and she'll go to the line. It's the first on Hallie Thome. kind of difficult when you are kind of difficult when you're the pretty much the biggest person on the court to not foul, I guess.
Exactly. Hallie Thome is working on getting her feet in the right position and just putting her hands up on defense. The blocks will come for her as the season goes on.
Well, she'll miss the shot, but brought down the other way, and Hallie Thome will have the quick inside bucket for Michigan, making it 5-2. And she was fouled going up, so she'll take a shot.
Thome is so good at catching those lob passes down low and putting it up, even with a double team.
So that one jiggled a little bit and then left, and Brittany Clancy is taking it down the other way for the Spartans. Clancy's going to drive a little bit right up at the foul line. She's going to miss that shot, and the rebound is from Jillian Dunstan. Flaherty now driving. She decides against it. Working it back out to Thompson. Up and into Thome, but there was a foul called. No, not a foul called. What was that? A travel, I suppose?
It looks like they're calling Thome for hooking her defender, maybe. I didn't see the foul, but
I didn't see a foul.
She wasn't happy with that.
See a foul either. Very confusing. All right, Clancy will bring it down for the Spartans again. And a drive. Nothing doing. She'll find Trevonda Haddock again. That's up and in for Haddock, and it's 5-4. Rostowski now on the Flaherty on the side. Rostowski almost had the rebound, but couldn't bring it in.
We see this happen with Flaherty. Sometimes she tries the three ball even when it's not going.
Yeah, she's not necessarily, I mean, she's young. She's a sophomore. She doesn't necessarily have, a lot of the control that I think she might have later on in her career. Now Tamara Thorpe just coming into the game for the Spartans. She's going to go right by the elbow. She's going to be double-teamed on defense by Rostowski. And now Rostowski is defending low against Starling. Starling will dish it, but no good. The Spartans keep control of the ball, and they'll reset the clock. A shot on the outside, a three ball, but no good, and that shot came from Kristen Dickerson. Dunstan working inside. Now Sierra Thompson. Sierra Thompson over to Rostowski, and then Flaherty in the corner. That's no good for three. The Spartans will take the rebound, and number 15, Coco Ritter, will march down the court. Thompson now gets the rebound and starts to push the tempo a little bit, but she'll be fouled coming right across half court.
Already, Jillian Dunstan has been strong on the boards. She has 3 rebounds.
3 rebounds already. That's not a bad way to start the night. And Rostowski and Flaherty and Thompson have been working it around the arc. Looking inside, nothing doing. Dunstan now, but it'll be back out to Rostowski, who lays it in for 3. The score is 8-4 Michigan. She made it look easy.
She did.
And after a shoe tie, I guess, from number 3, Trevonda Haddock, we are underway again. The Spartans marching down the court. Clancy now on the elbow. Finds its way down in low. And a shot went up, but it did not go in. A 3 ball now, and that'll be Raven Jefferson, the 5'9" junior. Flaherty dishes it now to Kelsey Mitchell, the freshman, who tries to lay it in, but no good. Another rebound for the Spartans, and it goes the other way. A travel call down there, and not necessarily the cleanest basketball that we've seen thus far.
No, I was going to just say that. Both teams look a little flustered. They need to just slow it down a little bit, run their offense.
Yeah, the one trait of this Michigan women's basketball team that we've seen thus far is that they're a very good scoring team. They average about 90 points a game so far this season. And we're back underway. Jillian Dunstan now on the edge. And it's down in the corner now. Jillian Dunstan again. Sierra Thompson over to Flaherty. Flaherty looking to dish it inside. Dunstan again. No foul called, although the Spartans really were looking for that one. Flaherty helping with the rebound once more, but over the back called on Dunstan, and it's going down with the Spartans.
Dunstan's being very aggressive down low. Maybe on that play a little too much. She got away with it, though, but she's hustling for the boards.
The inbound to Brittany Clancy, and she will dish it over to Kristen Dickerson, who will bring it down for the Spartans. Defending for the Wolverines is Caitlin Flaherty. A shot on the elbow that's going to be missed for the Spartans, and number 20, Danielle Williams, will have her first touch of the game. Now they're swinging it around the outside once again. Rostovsky for three. That's good.
Great ball movement by the Wolverines. Flaherty could have put up a corner three, but she passed it, and it got over to Rostovsky.
Fantastic. Brittany Clancy now. And the Spartans are going to drive. A foul called. And that drive was number 13, Raven Jefferson, the 5'9" junior from Lynchburg, Virginia. And as they go into their first break in the action, what's something early on that you see from this Wolverines team?
Well, the Wolverines, I think with time, their offense will start clicking. They started off pretty cold. They're shooting 36% from the field right now, but Rostovsky is 3 for 3, all from long range with 9 points. So if the Wolverines are able to settle down on offense a little bit, get the ball movement we saw in the last play, I think they'll heat up a little bit. And then for the Spartans, they're looking a little shaky out of the start as well. We saw a travel on one of them, and they're just going to have to get their offensive flowing because both of these teams have been shooting well so far this season.
Absolutely. We see Madison Rostovsky 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. She leads the University of Michigan going into this game with 6 three-pointers, and she just tacked another 3 on tonight. So up to 9, has been pretty much the main source of scoring for the Wolverines thus far. Only 1 foul, and that is on Rostovsky.
Hallie Thome is the only other Wolverine to have scored so far tonight with a good lob pass down low to her. It'll be good for the Wolverines to continue getting her the ball down low because even if she's double teamed, she's able to convert. And if not, she'll be able to kick it out for an open, hopefully, Rostovsky or maybe Flaherty.
Absolutely. Hallie Thome coming off of a great game last week in Detroit, scoring 21 points, which is fantastic coming from a freshman. And it's a big, it's going to be a big storyline watching her assume the role of the big, the tall inside player on the court, in contrast with last year, Saisha Gori, and how the nuances and the differences in how you play that position can really affect an entire offense. Exactly.
Last year, Saisha Gori led the team in rebounding, but she wasn't necessarily an offensive presence down low all the time. So it will be good that they now have a big who can rebound and score. She'll just have to work on her defense a little bit.
Absolutely. Some kind of like a Princeton-style offense that we're seeing early on from the Wolverines, just kind of swinging it out around the arc, Rostovsky, Flaherty, and Thompson, and just looking for little bits inside, looking for little opportunities to dish it inside. But nothing doing thus far. And that'll be Jefferson, who will make her free throw. And now Thompson will bring it back down for the Wolverines. Thompson pushing the tempo a little bit will find Rostovsky in the corner, who's going to drive and dish it out to Dunstan. Dunstan with the 2. And the score is 13-9. Clancy now bringing it down for the Spartans. A 2-3 defense for the Wolverines. And Flaherty and Thompson are at the top of it. Number 1 now, Tamara Thorpe. But it's going to be blocked, and Rostovsky's going to recover it and bring it back down for the Wolverines. She dishes it out to Thompson on the corner, and that's good for 3. Sierra Thompson with her first points of the night. Clancy now, along with Dickerson. Clancy and Dickerson. They'll pass it inside, but it'll be tripped up, and Jillian Dunstan will recover it, bringing it back down with Thompson. Thompson's going to stop short and then throw it down the baseline to Flaherty. Flaherty back to Thompson. Dunstan looking inside, battling. Flaherty now driving. Foul called, and the basket was no good. She'll shoot 2.
On defense, the Wolverines are in their 2-3 zone, which looks to have shaken up the Spartans a little bit so far.
Absolutely. They are one of their last, the Spartans, that is, are one of their last 6 and 2 of their last 8. So from the looks of it, the Spartans have been sticking around in terms of points for this, early in the first quarter. But it seems to me that some of their early energy has is kind of tapering off at this point. And Flaherty made both. Now dished in from Dickerson, and a little bit of a press defense from Michigan, trying to get a steal or get something early. But it'll make its way all the way down. Clancy now with a short mid-range jumper. That's good. And the score is 18-11. Number 34 now, Bougie Brozowski for the Wolverines. She's getting her first time tonight. And it was bobbled a little bit by Kelsey Mitchell, and it's going to go the other way. Clancy, we're trying to get a little bit acrobatic and get by this press defense.
The Wolverines have their hands up on defense. Their press is working fairly well for them. Whenever I see freshman number 10, Nicole Munger, out there, she's always leading the full court press.
Absolutely. She's a very high energy player. She changes the dynamic as soon as she steps onto the court. And as I'm saying this, she had a little bit of a breakaway, dished it over to Kelsey Mitchell, and that's good for another 2. An up-tempo offense and defense that we're seeing from the Wolverines. I wonder how long this is going to last.
We see them diving on the floor right now for the ball.
Absolutely, and it's going to be blocked by Kelsey Mitchell down low. That was Brittany Starling for the Spartans, but it will end up going in by Tamara Thorpe. Flaherty driving, and the foul called.
She has yet to make a field goal yet tonight, but she's going to go to the line for 2 more, and sometimes good shooters, they just need to make a couple at the line, and that gets them going. She's
been doing a great job, though, of drawing fouls, of being where she needs to be. She hasn't been, an offensive producer thus far, you're right, but she's definitely been a presence on offense. She'll make 2, and the score is 22-13 Michigan. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter. And Starling now, that got by the press defense pretty quickly that time. And that's going to be number 10, Nicole Munger, hitting it out of bounds. And Sierra Thompson will come back in the game. For Upstate, Trevonda Haddock comes back in. And here comes the inbound. That'll be over to Jefferson, who'll drive. Some new faces from USC Upstate, as an unsuccessful drive is rebounded by Kelsey Mitchell. Munger now with a pass to the corner, and that was Kelsey Mitchell, but that was Bougie Brozowski, and no good. A foul called, and it'll be Sierra Thompson going to the line.
Again there, the Wolverines had great movement on offense, and even though the shot was missed, they got the rebound and put it back up, and that's what we've seen so far tonight. Just excellent hustle, never giving up on even on the offensive board.
Yeah, Michigan's shooting 47% and 10 rebounds already, 6 of them defensive. The leader tonight is Jillian Dunstan with 4 rebounds. And she'll make that basket, and it is 23-13 Wolverines. Over now to Bailey Wensler, the freshman from Upstate, and she's going to bobble it, and it's going to get stolen away from her, and kind of a crazy play with Bushi Brzezowski falling on the ground for Michigan, and the foul was called.
Well, that's been the story today. The Wolverines trapping at half court, double teaming. It seems as though the Spartans need to take a timeout and draw up their press breaker and see if they can get the Wolverines out of position and maybe score some fast break points.
Well, there's one free throw for Bougie. I'm going to start saying just Bougie now because I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly.
It might be Boogie, actually.
Is it Boogie?
I think so.
Oh, no.
Boogie Brzezowski.
Boogie Brzezowski. Okay, now I got it. Clancy working against this press defense now. Boogie made her free throws, and it is 25-13. Boogie now, after a steal, lays it in for another two. See, I just had to pronounce her name correctly, and then she started scoring. That's the only reason why she wasn't scoring before.
And now she's lighting it up.
Now she's lighting it up. Okay, Brett got my name right.
But the Wolverines, on the last 3 plays, they've been successful in their full court press and converting on their steals. Kim Barnes-Arico must be very pleased with her defense right now.
Oh, absolutely, and it must be pleased across the board. They're on a 7-0 run, and they've made 5 of their last 6 shots. That's an excellent offense. If you can run the entire game that way, it's going to be a happy night for Kim Barnes-Arico.
The Wolverines are able to rotate their lineup a lot, which definitely helps, letting their key players get some time on the bench and rest up.
And it'll be inbounded for the Spartans. Now working it around the top of the key, but having trouble because Boogie and Munger are having a great time with this 2-man press. Shot went up, no good, and rebounded by the Wolverines. Dunston now floating low. Kelsey Mitchell getting aggressive inside. She'll miss that for 2, but it's going to be rebounded by number 20, Jillian Dunston. Sierra Thompson up and into Kelsey Mitchell. Out again to Dunston. To Boogie. Boogie's going to drive. She's going to lose control of it. And it was kicked on the ground. And Michigan will keep its possession with 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Alexis Davis now coming in for the Spartans. And Dunston will handle the inbound. Madison Ostowski will come in, and Boogie Brzezowski will take a break. Dunston having trouble inbounding it, had not enough time, or didn't see anything that she liked, I guess. The Spartans have 3 turnovers in the last under 2 minutes. Let's see if Michigan can force another one. Jillian Dunston up there taking a foul, taking the charge, and it'll go the other way.
I almost thought Upstate had broken the Wolverines' press that time, but the Wolverines just keep putting themselves in the right position, drawing that offensive foul.
Absolutely, and you could see that Dunston was not necessarily in where she was supposed to be, but she got there really quickly and she drew the foul beautifully. Dunston now on the elbow. She's going to find Munger. Munger over to Thompson around the outside. Over the entire court to Munger. She's going to pass it down to the corner with Rostovsky, and a fierce Spartan defense is going to keep this hot potato going. Over to Jillian Dunston. Jillian Dunston. But she missed it, and now it'll be the Spartans. A missed shot from the top of the key will make it a quick possession for the Spartans. And Dunston now driving up and in for 2. The score is 29-13 Michigan as we close out the first period of play. A fantastic period of play and maybe the most high-scoring single quarter of the game for the Wolverines thus far.
Yeah, so we see great confidence from all the Wolverines. Jillian Dunston has even had confidence dribbling the ball, which you wouldn't expect for a bigger player in women's basketball, but she's been confident out there. She has 4 rebounds along with 4 points, and Rostovsky leads the Wolverines with 9 points. So Kim Barnes-Rico doesn't have much to talk about probably during this time between quarters, except for just telling her girls to keep up what they've been doing, keep up the energy, and I wonder if they will continue their full court press going into the second quarter.
It's interesting not only to see such an aggressive, upbeat, full court press from this Michigan Wolverines offense, but also you can see that Kim Barnes-Rico is kind of going a little bit. She's reaching onto the bench a lot. It's been a revolving door on and off the court tonight. The starters. Madison Rostovsky had a huge rest. Had a huge break on the bench. And you're seeing some new faces, Boogie Brzezowski, Kelsey Mitchell, Danielle Williams, everybody off the bench, and they're producing.
Exactly, and a lot of times when teams put in their bench, you see the offense slow down or the energy die a little bit, but these girls, whoever's on the court, they have team chemistry and they all play well together, and that's something that's very important because you see teams that might have a great starting lineup, but their bench really hinders them. So this is very important that the Wolverines are developing their bench players and especially their freshmen.
Absolutely. The Michigan Wolverines on the bench today will be wearing orange T-shirts that say #ChadTough, as the entire University of Michigan community mourns the passing of 5-year-old grandson of legendary Michigan head coach Lloyd Carr. Chad Carr ended his 15-month-long battle with pediatric brain cancer at around 1 o'clock today. And we had a nice moment of silence at the beginning of the game, and I'm sure that Chad and the entire Carr family, as well as being in our thoughts, are going to be in the thoughts of every player on this court tonight. They'll be inbounded now to Clancy as the second quarter starts, and she'll find some tough defense from Sierra Thompson. She'll kick it out to number 1, Tamara Thorpe. Tamara Thorpe pulling up short and missing the shot. Rostovsky now bringing it down. She finds Munger. Munger's going to drive and dish it out to Dunstan. Munger now and back to Rostovsky. She kind of resets the offense. Danielle Williams now drifting down low, looking for maybe something from Thompson, but Thompson's going to take the shot by herself. It was a little bit of a floater, and she drew the foul as well. That was a fantastic play.
It was. Great finish by Sierra Thompson.
Off balance. She very little idea of her spacing, but she just laid it right in there, made it look easy.
Almost a Steph Curry finish.
Yeah, I think she would be pleased with that. She's leading U of M this season in both minutes and assists. She just made her free throw, and the Spartans will try to hurry up the offense and get down there quickly. But the pass is going to be broken up by number 1, Madison Rostovsky. She's going to find Flaherty and bring it back down for the Wolverines. Flaherty now settling in. Finds Munger on the elbow. Then to Rostovsky, who's going to drive real quick with nobody in the lane. She's going to miss her layup, but she will get a free throw as a foul was called.
She's a little slow to get up, but that was a great drive by Rostovsky.
It's a great game for her tonight. She's got a steal, she's got a rebound, she's got 9 points, 3 assists. The stats are loving her tonight. 2 fouls on the Spartans, both from Clancy. Rostovsky will make her first, and the score is 33-13 Michigan, as they've taken a commanding lead very early on. And Rostovsky's going to make her second. 34-13 Michigan, and there's been a scoring drought for the Spartans as they kind of hurry up their offense and look to kind of get something working at least before halftime so that they can go into the locker room. Tamara Thorpe is going to pull up short and miss, and then Jillian Dunstan's going to kind of push the tempo, pass it off to Sierra Thompson. He'll drive right under the basket, but he's going to pass it out to Rostovsky. Out and around to Flaherty. down and into Dunstan, and they're great ball movement tonight. Rissassi's going to pull up short, and that's going to be a jumper for 2. 36-13 Michigan.
And the Spartans haven't scored yet this quarter.
No, they haven't. Well, it's only 2 minutes into the quarter.
That's true.
And Rose Robinson in now for the Spartans. She's going to have trouble being double-teamed by Munger and Dunstan. And you could see coming away, as the travel was called, a little Macarena from Jillian Dunstan. Who knew that the travel was about to be called?
She's pumped up out there, and she should be.
Oh, yeah. She has 4 points tonight, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. She's playing some fantastic basketball. And what you're seeing tonight from this Michigan offense is that from this Michigan defense rather, is that they're playing to put the Spartans away early tonight.
Exactly.
Hoping to have a nice rest second half. Flaherty now with the 3. Was her foot on the line?
It looks like her foot was on the line.
Her foot was on the line, so it's going to be a 2. And it's 38-13 Michigan. And the Spartans are going to bring it down the other way. In the corner now, an air ball from number 1, Tamara Thorpe. And a stoppage of play. Out of bounds, and the ball will go once again to USC Upstate. They'll inbound it and try to work something to the outside. Sierra Thompson playing defense for the Wolverines. And a travel call? What was that? What was that call?
It looks like a foul on Sierra Thompson, but there wasn't much contact. The refs have been letting a little contact go so far tonight, so that was a strange call.
I was very, very confused. He pointed very generally, and he didn't make a motion for the whistle. But we're back underway now. 7:27 left, and Sierra Thompson had a chance at a steal and missed it. It's going to be dished out and up, good for 3 from number 23, Denisha Swain of Jacksonville, Florida. And the Spartans have scored for their first time in a while. A 3, right in answer, though, from number 3, Caitlin Flaherty for the Michigan Wolverines. And the score is 41-16.
That's her first 3 of the game, but as a Spartan, you don't want to get her going.
You don't want to allow her to get going at all. Tamara Thorpe now in the corner for Spartans, and she'll knock down a 3. So some life coming from USC Upstate. Bergie Brzezowski bringing it down again. She'll stop short and take an easy 2. It's just trading points right now. Very little defense being played, apparently. The Michigan press will continue, but it seems like the Spartans have figured out how to get by it at this point. A wild pass will allow Michigan to regain possession. That was Sierra Thompson. Flaherty is going to dish it to Dunstan. Up and in for 2, 45-19, Michigan.
A great no-look pass from Flaherty. She's just facilitating offense right now.
They look like they're having fun out there. Oh, wow. Okay, and a bobbled ball from number 31 from the Spartans. It'll go out of bounds, and USC Upstate will keep possession.
Not only do the Wolverines have great defense right now, but USC Upstate's really beating themselves with sloppy passes, and they have little butterfingers out there. They can't catch the ball, and that doesn't help when the Wolverines are putting a lot of pressure on you.
The big number tonight is 17 thus far. 17 Michigan Wolverines points off of turnovers. If you want to continue in the season to play that kind of press defense, and if that can work in non-conference play, or in conference play as well as in non-conference play, it's going to be a huge factor. And this is a scrappy team. They're aggressive. They're young. That can be a defining characteristic that will help Kim Barnes-Rico in the season.
And if you don't even let the team you're playing get the ball down to the other side and get it to their star player, well, then that's great right there, because as we said, going into this game, Brittany Starling was leading the Spartans with 21 points and 15 rebounds. Right now she has 5 rebounds, which is a good start for her, but only 2 points, and that's because she hasn't been able to touch the ball on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. The leading scorer tonight for the USC Upstate Spartans thus far has been Tamara Thorpe the freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina. She only has 5, though. She's 2 of 7, and she hit 1 3-pointer, and that's how that happened. Michigan shooting 60%, though, from the field. We were talking about at the beginning of the game that kind of number can't continue. Well, apparently it can.
Yes, and then 56% from long range, which is just as amazing.
Absolutely. As Michigan continues its 5-game home stretch here in the Chrysler Center, you can tell specifically with the women's basketball team, they love playing at home.
They do.
They're so much better at home, I think, than on the road. They had Xavier on Friday, USC Upstate tonight, then Hartford on the 27th, and Oral Roberts on the 29th, Pittsburgh on December the 3rd.
And their real test of the season will be when they travel to Princeton, who is a great women's basketball team, and it's on the road.
Yeah. In my home state of New Jersey. Inbounded for the Upstate Spartans and bobbled. Dunston dove on that one. Flaherty driving now. And that's good for another 2. The score is 47-19 Michigan, as we have just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Nice a nice stutter step from the Spartans. We'll move it inside, and that's going to be a basket from Alexis Davis, number 24, her first points of the night. Knocked down on the other side, though, very quickly by Caitlin Flaherty.
She started out slow, but she has 13 points now on 4 for 8 shooting.
Yep, leading the Michigan Wolverines in shooting as the Spartans work it around the top of the key down the other direction. A 3, that's good for the Spartans. Kristen Dickerson. Boogie Brzezowski now looking, driving, finds Sierra Thompson in the corner. She's going to put it up for another 3. Because why not?
They just keep falling.
52-24 Michigan. And number 23, that's Denisha Swain, bringing it down for the Spartans. Again, working it around. Some aggressive defense from an air ball as a result of it. Sierra Thompson finds Caitlin Flaherty. The pass is a little bit in front of her. She's going to try to lay it up and in, but she's going to miss. Number 1, Tamara Thorpe now with some pressure from the Wolverines. She's going to drive, take it all the way for a 2. It's 52-26. Boogie Brzezowski now bringing it down for the Wolverines. A lot of confidence in Boogie thus far, just to have her bring the ball down as a freshman. That's a huge role.
She's definitely been getting some good playing time in these early games, which is great going into conference play to build up her confidence.
Boogie Brzezowski's going to miss that one, but Danielle Williams was there with the rebound. Boogie sees Sierra Thompson down in the corner, who's going to drive, kick it out to Danielle Williams, who's up and in and out for 2. And no basket is going to go the Spartans' way. A foul called on number 21, Sam Trammell, the freshman from Minnetonka, Minnesota. That's a tongue twister. How many times can you say that fast? Minnetonka, Minnesota. Brought down for the Spartans by number 11. That's Clancy again, Brittany Clancy. And worked around the top. Tamara Thorpe finds somebody inside, but no basket. There was a rebound and brought out back again to Thorpe. Good for 3. 52-29 with 3 minutes left. Madison Rostowski's going to have some trouble looking down low. A foul called. I believe it was called on number 24. That's Alexis Davis. And against number 32, Kelsey Mitchell. Sierra Thompson with the inbound now. She's going to have trouble finding somebody, but she'll float it over and find Dunston right by half court. Flaherty now with 26 seconds left on the shot clock. To Dunston on the elbow. Thompson now waiting, driving. She's going to Dish it in there for Kelsey Mitchell. Up and in for two. 54-29, Michigan. Inside 3 minutes now left in the half. The Spartans having some trouble on offense, having trouble looking and finding somebody on the inside. This Michigan defense has been airtight thus far tonight as a three goes up and is missed. The rebound, number 24, Alexis Davis, she was fouled. That was on number 1, Madison Rostowski, her second foul of the night. She's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Rostowski, yes, she has 11 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists on the night.
And it'll be inbounded to Clancy for the Spartans. A missed layup, but a poor job rebounding from the Michigan Wolverines as Jillian Dunston is on the ground fighting for it right below the basket. Jump ball called, possession Michigan. I'm surprised that the refs let it go that long. She was pretty much wrestling on the ground for that one.
Yeah, with 2 other girls trying to grab the ball from her, but that's just what Jillian Dunston has been doing all night, hustling. Earlier she didn't get the charge called, but you saw her sacrifice her body, and she's ready to do anything for the Wolverines.
Absolutely. She's been very, very energetic. Sierra Thompson is going to find Munger. Bring it down for Michigan. Sierra Thompson again. That's good for 3. Sierra Thompson now with 10 points for Michigan. 13 points for Michigan, 4 for 4 from 3. And a 3 put up on the other side of the court for the Spartans. That was Raven Jefferson, and the score is 57-32. In a very high-scoring game here at the Chrysler Center. Sierra Thompson now at the elbow, bringing it down for Michigan. She's going to find Rostowski back up top. Flaherty back up top. Munger having some trouble. She's going to find Thompson over at the elbow. She'll drive. Think better of it. Dish it down into the corner. That's up and good for 3 for Caitlin Flaherty, who is leading tonight with 18 points now and is just shooting absolutely lights out. She's 6 for 11.
It's amazing what the Wolverines are doing on offense right now, and they're averaging 90 points a game, scoring at least 90 points in 2 of their games, and they have 59 points with 1:33 left in the half, and I would say that they should easily get to 90 tonight, if not 100, if they continue on the pace that they're going right now.
10 points off the bench, 18 points in the paint for the Michigan Wolverines. So any concerns that people had about what's going to go on without, Sayisha Gori and Nicole Elmblad this season, completely everybody's concerns should be met. She may not be the biggest player. Jillian Dunston is 5'11", but she is acting like she's 6'5", and the Spartans will have possession again as we have 1:24 left in the half. Swing it around the outside on the elbow. That's going to be up for 3, but no good. A rebound. Up again, and Michigan having some trouble on defense rebounding. A foul called as Raven Jefferson went up. She made it for 2.
They have good pressure on the shots, getting the Spartans to miss, but as you said, on the last couple possessions, the Wolverines have had a hard time controlling the ball off the boards.
Raven Jefferson now taking a free throw. She is one of the 2 leaders for the Spartans. Now she is the sole leader after having made her free throw. She has 11 points on the night. Flaherty now is going to drive and then work her way back to the top of the key. She had a floater pass up and into Dunston that was a little bit beyond her reach. It went out of bounds, and now it's the Spartans again. 1:04 left. Bringing it down for the Spartans is Clancy once again. Thompson defending her. He's going to force her down into the lane. That's going to be up and missed. The layup was missed, and now working it back outside. A short little mid-range jumper is good for Raven Jefferson for the Spartans. It is 59-37. Sierra Thompson finds Munger. Munger finds Kelsey Mitchell, and over to Flaherty in the corner, who's up and good for 3. She now has 20 points on the night.
I thought tonight might be slow for her starting from the beginning, but now she leads the Wolverines with 20.
Absolutely. And 20 seconds left in this half now. Spartans looking for an opening, driving, a bobbled pass, and a missed shot. Sierra Thompson will take it back down for the Wolverines. She's going to find Munger. Munger up and good for three. 65-37. And they're just going to let the clock run out. The score here at the Chrysler Arena is Wolverines 65 and the USC Upstate Spartans 37. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the second half. I'm Brett Graham here for Emily Herard.
face Houston Baptist right here in Chrysler Center. Limited tickets are still available. Visit mgoblue.com to purchase yours tonight. Hey fans, it's now time to reveal the answer to tonight's trivia question. The question was, which Wolverine recorded her first career double-double in the win over Xavier on Thursday, November 19th? The answer was B, Jillian Dunston. She posted 10 points and 14 rebounds in the win over Xavier. Congratulations to our trivia winner. Thanks to all who participated. Show of hands, how many got it right tonight? Congratulations. Group ticket packages are available for all Michigan women's basketball home games. Groups of 10 or more can take advantage of discounted tickets, scoreboard messages, group photos on the court, and more. For more information, visit mgoblue.com. Hey fans, the Wolverine fan bus is heading to East Lansing on Thursday, February 4th. Bus tickets are now available to purchase at the North
Welcome back to WCBN's broadcast of the women's basketball game versus USC Upstate. Currently, the Wolverines are leading 65-37, and they have been on fire on offense. They are shooting 63% from the field and 69% from long range. Brett, what do you think the Wolverines are going to do the second half?
Well, I think the main thing that the Wolverines are going to do is coast. I mean, it's been a fantastic first half of basketball for this squad by Kim Barnes-Rico. Huge performances from Caitlin Flaherty with 20 points, Sierra Thompson with 13, and Rostovsky with 11. It's a great first half of basketball. The question is it directly tied to that press defense that we saw over and over again? Is that something that the Wolverines are going to need to rely on in order to continue scoring, or is it something that they can have in their back pocket? Can the offense slow down and still be effective?
Exactly. It will be interesting to see how long they keep up the press. The Wolverines have to get tired at some point, although Kim Barnes-Rico has a great system of rotating all her players. We haven't seen freshman Hallie Thome for that long today. She only has 2 points after leading the Wolverines against Detroit Mercy with 21. So the fact that the Wolverines have had an inside presence without their big girl on the floor is a promising sign.
Absolutely. 18 points in the paint thus far for the Michigan Wolverines, and they've been really kind of dominating possession of the ball. They have 13 defensive rebounds. As soon as Upstate has the smallest chance to get back in it, Michigan shuts it down.
In the second half, it's on its way with Upstate with the ball. On the right wing, we have Dickerson, who passes down low. The Wolverines steal it. Sierra Thompson pushing it hard, gives it to a cutting Jillian Dunston, who misses the layup, but rebound Hallie Thome, who puts it back in. And that's a good start for the Wolverines and freshman Hallie Thome. Upstate with the ball. On the right wing, Dickerson, she drives. She's met by 3 Wolverines. Flaherty on the ground. She has the ball. It's a jump ball. And the Wolverines have possession.
Still aggressive play from everybody on the court. Unlike Dunston to miss that layup, but great job by Flaherty, diving on the ball, staying aggressive.
Now it is Sierra Thompson for the Wolverines. She kicks it left wing to Dunston. Flaherty. She gets a screen from Thome. Pull-up jumper, no good, but she is fouled by number 21, Dickerson. And Flaherty will have 2 shots at the line.
Not the most subtle foul either. It was
No.
kind of a clipping there by Dickerson.
Right across the arm. And Flaherty makes her first shot, which will give her 21 on the night. And the Wolverines lead 68-37. She gets her second as well.
Nobody really in foul trouble for the Wolverines. A couple of people with 2 fouls, but other than that, it's been pretty clean.
And now USC Upstate drives, and that's number 3, Haddock. She gets it. 69-39 Wolverines. Sierra Thompson down low to Thome. Thome puts it up. That goes in. She hasn't played much, but the looks she's gotten have been good. Haddock with the ball. She drives against Dunston. She puts it up. No good. Rebound goes to Sierra Thompson, who pushes it up to Caitlin Flaherty, who's wide open. She makes the fast break layup.
73 points for the Michigan Wolverines right after halftime.
Yes, with 8:20 still to go in the third.
It's a high-scoring team.
Clancy, she pulls up from the elbow. That's good. Sierra Thompson, guarded by Clancy. She gives it to Dunston. To Flaherty on the left wing. She gets a screen from Thome. She hands it off to Rostovsky, who pulls up. Dunston in the corner. Back out to Rostovsky, who drives, gives it to Thome.
Whose arm was held.
Yeah, her arm was held, but they're going to call a 3-second lane violation on her.
Yeah. That probably happened before the arm holding.
Yes, probably did. Clancy for Upstate with the ball. She's guarded by Sierra Thompson. She's going to drive. She's met by Rostovsky. She puts up a shot. No good. Rebound, Sierra Thompson. Thompson's going to drive all the way. Kicks it out to Flaherty. Flaherty drives. She's fouled on the way. She does not get a shot up. She was fouled by number 21, Kristen Dickerson.
It's kind of an aggressive strategy from this Spartan defense, which is a lot of foul to prevent the lead gap from widening in any way. I don't know if that's the way I would go.
Flaherty gets open, and she has a step back, too. She drains that. 75-41 Wolverines. Haddock has the ball. She drives past Dunson, but she's met by Thome, who blocks her. Rostovsky on the fast break. She pulls it out, gives it to Jillian Dunston, out to Flaherty. Flaherty guarded by Thrope. Thompson now has the ball. Back out to Flaherty. She drives, kicks it to Jillian Dunston for the jumper. That's an air ball, but rebound by Thome. She puts it up. No good. Good defense by the Spartans, who pull down the rebound. Haddock to Thorpe. She puts up the three. That's no good. Rostovsky tries to get the rebound, but number 13 for the Spartans is able to get it, and she puts it up. Raven Jefferson with 15 points on the night, leading the Spartans.
Now 5 for 5, Raven Jefferson.
Flaherty up top on offense for the Wolverines. Kicks it left wing to Thompson. She drives, kicks it out Rostovsky. Down low to Thome. Thome drives. Looks like her arms were held, but it's just going to be called a block out of bounds off the Spartans, and Wolverines will have the ball under their own basket.
And you've got to wonder at this point, 75 points scored for the Wolverines. Is this great offense, or is this lacking Upstate defense? And based on their past games, I'm going to say that it's great offense.
As Flaherty hits yet another shot.
The Spartans have had no trouble holding their opponents to 50 points, 46 points in one game thus far this season. They're a decent defensive team, but Michigan's just rolling over them.
Flaherty now has a new career high with 28 points. She's going to look to hit 30 as the Spartans, number 14, Agrusa, just traveled, and the Wolverines will have another attempt on offense.
Well, the last person to score 30 points or more in a game was the Ohio State game, was Shannon Smith earlier this year in January.
Up top, Flaherty. She gives it to Rostovsky. Thome, who's working her girl down low, but she loses control of the ball in her body a little bit, and she is called for an offensive foul. That's just something you're going to see from a freshman who's trying to learn her way down low in the post, but she has had some good looks tonight with 6 points and 2 rebounds.
Absolutely. It's difficult given the size difference, as we talked about a little bit earlier, and somebody's down for the Spartans.
It looks like number 34, Starling. She was a little slow to get up. She's limping to the bench.
Yeah, she's having a little bit of trouble. We said at the beginning of the game that Starling was going to be this offensive threat, and it's terrible that she's going to the bench and that she's hurt, or I think it's her ankle. But it's not going to be a great loss, I don't think, to the Spartans, because they've been performing. What they have been doing on offense has been without her help.
Yeah, she's only had 4 points, but she did have 8 rebounds. But the Spartans will continue with Agrusa putting up a 3, but that's no good. Sierra Thompson grabs it, outlets it to Flaherty, who gives it to Dunston. She goes up for the layup. A little strong, and
a lot strong.
Yeah, a lot strong, and the Spartans pull that down. They're all the way by Jefferson, and that is good. She was not going to slow down. She was going to score on that one. The Wolverines leave 77-45. Rostovsky, right wing, finds Thome down low. She's double teamed. She still puts up the shot. No good, but she is fouled.
That was she didn't have anywhere to go, really. She didn't have her dribble. She didn't have any kind of outlet. It was a great decision to just kind of turn, lean into the layup a little bit, and you're going to draw that foul 9 times out of 10.
Exactly. There's a timeout on the floor. With 4:52 to go in the third, the Wolverines lead 77-45. Flaherty leads these Wolverines with 28 points, 1 rebound and 2 assists on 10 for 15 shooting. Second for the Wolverines is Sierra Thompson with 13 points and Rostovsky with 11. So we have 3 Wolverines in double digits. On the other side, Jefferson leads Upstate with 17 points for 6 for 6 shooting. So she's had a strong night, and along with Thorpe, who has 10 points.
Yeah, but what you're going to see is that they're the stars and the offensive powerhouses on the Upstate side haven't exactly had the same number of opportunities to really score and have any kind of build up any kind of momentum. Although I know saying momentum at all on WCBN is always subject. I know that Andrew Hausman just cringed somewhere. And I don't know, and he doesn't know why. But yeah, no, it's been a fantastic game thus far for Raven Jefferson and for Thorpe. But
besides that,
nobody else is jumping out at me.
Jefferson, there's no offensive flow for her team, so she's had to get all her points herself. As we just saw in her last basket, she drove the whole way of the court and got the layup, and all her points have come tough for her, but that's what you got to do sometimes when your team isn't able to get the offensive rhythm.
Absolutely, and on the other side of the ball, the offensive rhythm has been pretty consistent, pretty fantastic, besides the fact that they're shooting 62% from the field, which is fantastic. You see players like Jillian Dunstan and Sierra Thompson, who have just been in the right place all night, making smart dives towards the basket. And it looks like a really well-functioning, well-organized offense. My question is this because it's the Upstate defense, the USC Upstate defense, that is allowing Michigan to kind of blossom and show off what they can do?
And we're back in action as Thome puts up her first foul shot and makes it. That will give the freshman 7 points for the night. And her second is good as well. The Wolverines lead 79-45, and they're putting a little pressure full court on these Spartans.
Same thing that they were doing earlier in the game.
Triple team.
It worked.
Another steal. Flaherty has the ball. She's trying to fake out her defender. No good. She's blocked, but she gets her own rebound. She puts it up. No good. Thome with the rebound. Puts it up. No good. Kicks it out to Danielle Williams, to Brzezowski. She drives, and she is fouled.
Thome with just a huge wingspan, just reaching up above everybody else and becoming a rebounding presence for this Wolverine team.
The Wolverines have the ball under their own basket, and Sierra Thompson will inbound it. She finds Flaherty, who puts up the jumper. She hits it, and she has 30 points for the Wolverines. Again, a new career high for Caitlin Flaherty.
And the first time, as I said, since Shannon Smith in January of last year, that a woman Wolverine has had 30 points or more.
And the Spartans, trying to get some offense, throw the ball out of bounds and give it back to the Wolverines.
81 points, and we're not even yet in the fourth quarter.
Freshman Brzezowski is getting some time at point guard now. She gives it to Danielle Williams on the right wing. Up top, Flaherty. Back to Brzezowski. She gets a screen from Thome. She drives the basket all the way. She's going to put it up, and that's good.
Boogie Brzezowski contributing a lot, especially considering that she hasn't had much time and that she's a freshman.
And she just grabbed a steal, gives it to Thome, gives it up to Danielle Williams, to Flaherty, who finds a cutting Brzezowski. She doesn't get the layup, but that was good hustle for the freshman to be in the right place at the right time, and the Spartans have the ball again. Dickerson driving the basket. She puts it up. No good. Rebound Danielle Williams, who kicks it to Flaherty on the fast break. Flaherty's going all the way to the basket. She kicks it to Thome, who's cutting. She gets the layup.
Like a well-oiled machine. And Boogie Brzezowski is exactly the type of freshman that you want. She leads the team going into tonight with 12 assists. She's showing hustle. She's making every minute that she's on the floor count.
And the Spartans try to put up a layup that's no good, but it's out of bounds off the Wolverines, so they'll get one more chance to try to put up some points.
It's nice that the USC Upstate mascot is the Spartan. Just to say that Michigan beat the Spartans, that it just makes us feel very nice.
I know, especially after this weekend with
Spartans
ruining everything, but the Wolverines are still going to go out and play their hardest in the game of the year against Ohio State on Saturday, and WCBN will have that coverage as well at 12.
Oh, I'm sure. I think that the WCBN booth is going to be pretty packed for that coverage, as is the big house going to be right across the parking lot from us here. I think we should start doing some over-unders on what the full attendance is going to be.
I think the big house will have around 111,000.
Yeah?
That's my guess.
Don't get your prediction out now. Let's see. Hold it back. We'll put a prediction board up in the station maybe tomorrow or the next day before everybody goes away for Thanksgiving.
Spartans now getting the play going again. Out to number 35. Hadler, she puts up a shot, no good. Brzezowski pulls that one down, and she's hustling all the way, a little too much, and it's stolen by Thorpe. Spartans going other way, and Dickerson puts it up and gets the basket.
That was just some sloppy dribbling on Brzezowski's part, and now you can see how that turnover is going to affect, the fact that based on where she was on the court, nobody could get back on defense in time, allowing Dickerson as much time as she wanted, pretty much.
Although Upstate only has 6 points off Wolverine turnovers compared to 23 for the Wolverines, as she misses her foul shot and Brzezowski brings it down the other way and almost throws it away. She does. It's off of Munger, and Upstate will get the ball back. Number 21, Dickerson, bringing the ball up, guarded by Brzezowski. She's going to drive right. She kicks it to Jefferson, who is fouled by Brzezowski.
You know what I'm noticing about this game? Not a lot of activity on either bench. I don't see coaches standing.
Usually Kim Barnes-Zarico is pacing the sideline in the ref's face, but
well, she's standing up now, but she's sitting right back down.
Now it is 85-50. Brzezowski for the Wolverines. She kicks it down low to Kelsey Mitchell, who's going to kick it out to Danielle Williams for the jump shot. That's good. That's her first points of the game. Munger with a little full court presser on the Spartans. And we have Jefferson trying to beat 3 defenders. She knocks down Danielle Williams, and it's a foul on Williams.
Williams just became the 9th Wolverine to score tonight.
Wow.
That's what you call having a deep bench and a reliable base that you can actually reach down into, and that's going to help them later in the season when they know that currently on the bench are Flaherty, Thompson, and Thome. And yet this Wolverine offense is still working pretty much to perfection. Oh, I'm sorry, Thompson's on the court.
Now the Spartans up top. Dickerson, she passes it down low to Davis, who puts it up, and that's no good. And there's a rebound by the Wolverines and a foul on the Spartans. I believe that will put them in the bonus, so the Wolverines will get 2 shots. That's another NCAA rule change. Once a team's in the bonus, instead of 1 for 1, they now get 2 shots. So Kelsey Mitchell is at the line. She has 4 points. Her first is no good, a little strong.
Kelsey Mitchell in her senior season, but was plagued by injuries, looking to make a name for herself in her last year here as a Wolverine.
Her second shot is no good, and the Spartans pull down the rebound. Jefferson, who kicks it out in the corner. was Wensler. Then back to Jefferson, who tries to drive the basket, but the ball slips out of her hands, out of bounds, and the Wolverines will get a possession with 1:17 to go in the third, leading 87-50. Sierra Thompson up top, gives it to freshman Munger, to Rostovsky. Thompson on the left wing. There's a whistle.
I think that's
Upstate foul on number 24, Alexis Davis. That's her foul.
I think it was like maybe a push or something. I don't know.
So an off-ball foul leads to the bonus for the Wolverines, and Kelsey Mitchell once again is at the line. See if she can get it to fall. Her first one is good, giving her 5 points.
Into the game now for Upstate is number 15, Coco Ritter.
Some subs for Upstate. Number 15, Coco Ritter, is now in the game. Kelsey Mitchell's second shot is up and in. Dickerson trying to break some pressure from the Wolverines. Jefferson now met by Kelsey Mitchell in the corner. She tries to get it down low to Ritter, but it's stolen by Danielle Williams, who's pushing the ball all the way, finds Munger in the corner for three. She puts it up. That's no good, but she's going to get her, almost got her own rebound, but she is pushed the floor by Ritter.
She kind of ran into somebody, I think, face first.
But she jumps right back up, and she will go to the line for two.
Not the most graceful movement I've seen from this Wolverines team. And keep in mind now, 89 points, and the third quarter is not over yet for the Wolverines. Their season high is 92, so they're going to reach their season high. The last time that they scored 100 points in the regular season was the nail-biter against Ohio State in January when they won 100-94. So I think that is an attainable goal.
Yes.
Another 11 points in the next 10 minutes.
Munger missed both foul shots, and a foul by Kelsey Mitchell will put Coco Ritter on the line for two, as the Wolverines have 5 team fouls. She misses her first.
See, normally I would say 5 team fouls is not great, but from the way, the style in which the Wolverines have been playing, if you're KBA, you got to be happy with that number.
And Ritter misses both, so the Wolverines still lead 89-50 with the ball. Rostovsky fakes a three, dumps it to Munger, who puts up a floater, and that is good. She is 5 points on the night. Dickerson guarded by Munger, who's giving her a little bit of trouble. Up to Jefferson, who is pushed down by Kelsey Mitchell, so she'll get to go to the line for two. Now a little sloppy play out there from both teams, but that's what happens when there's a 41-point lead going into the fourth quarter.
Well, I mean, when you look at the way Michigan has been attacking the ball on both offense and defense with the press, with how they're running their offense, there's a lot of opportunities to be very, very sloppy.
Exactly.
You know, not every team can do that and make it look professional and make it look good. Often you'll have, you know, it'll look like a mess. It'll look like a total and utter chaos. But the way that the Michigan's playing has been playing thus far, it's looked organized and planned and practiced.
Jefferson makes both her foul shots. 91-52 with 8 seconds to go. Sierra Thompson puts up the jumper. That doesn't fall. Kelsey Mitchell tries to put it back up. No good. Munger with the rebound, and the clock will expire. Wolverines will go into the fourth quarter, leading 91-52, 1 point away from their season high scoring, and we'll see what type of records they can put on the board in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, and I think a big part of that is Caitlin Flaherty going to come back into the game? I would love to see if she can just kind of up those numbers a little bit in the fourth quarter, because from what we've seen thus far, it's been a fairly straightforward night for this Kim Barnes-Zarico offense.
They are still shooting lights out, 60% from the field, 64% from long range. Flaherty, as you said, scoring her career high 30 points off 11 for 16 shooting.
And keeping notably the Spartans to about 40% shooting. The Spartans have not been, I mean, they don't have a ton of opportunities, but they've struggled offensively.
And the Wolverines have continued their dominance on the board. They have 33 total rebounds to the Spartans' 24. And as I said, their 6'5" center, Hallie Thome, hasn't even played that much tonight. But when she has put up some buckets. She has 10 points.
That's exactly the kind of production that you need. And, you know, people talk a lot about this Michigan team as being a young one. And it is. You know, after losing Goree and Elmblad and Smith, who accounted for 51% of the team's scoring and 59% of their rebounds, there are only 4 upperclassmen on this team, which you would think is a detriment. But what you're gaining by having room on the bench for freshmen like Boogie Brzezowski, like Hallie Thome, and she's not a freshman, but, Nicole Munger, and then she's not a freshman, but somebody young like Caitlin Flaherty. What you're gaining is kind of an energy and, trying to prove yourself and willingness to perform, and it's working out beautifully for them.
Exactly. There are starting positions on the line. I feel every night Jillian Dunstan got the start, but earlier in the season, Kelsey Mitchell started at big, so every player needs to go out there, and they're going to, obviously, as they have tonight, play their hardest, and it's going to make Kim Barnes-Arico's job of finding the starting lineup and the 6th player off the bench a little difficult.
And, you know, we've talked before about Kim Barnes-Arico as a recruiter, and this has got to be, she already has her class for next year pretty much lined up, but this has got to be an attractive thing if you're thinking about coming to play for Michigan, seeing freshmen get time and work in such, prominent roles on the court.
Now Dickerson for the Spartans, guarded by Brzezowski. Flaherty is back on the court, guarding number 35, Hadler. Dickerson drives. That rolls out. There's a fight for the rebound, and Hadler had it, but Danielle Williams strips it from her. Brzezowski kicks to Flaherty, who puts up the layup that gives her 32 points.
And brings Michigan to their career high so far this season.
93-52 Wolverines as Dickerson is blocked, and the Wolverines going back down the other way. Rostovsky to Williams, who puts up the floater, but she is fouled by Hadler, so she will go to the line.
Upstate foul on number 15, Coco Ritter. That's her second team first. At the line now to shoot 2 for your Wolverines is number 20, Danielle Williams.
Danielle Williams is averaging 14.7 minutes off the bench this year so far, and I feel like that number's got to go up after this game. I feel like we've been seeing a lot of her.
She's played well as she puts up her first foul shot and makes it. She has 5 rebounds and 2 assists, along with 3 points. And she's good for 2. The Wolverines 95, Spartans 52.
How about Caitlin Flaherty accounting for 1/3 of Michigan's points, over 1/3 of Michigan's points so far this evening?
And she's still on the court, and she can continue to score as the Spartans trying to do it all by herself. Number 11, Clancy, she turns over the ball, and Rostovsky puts up a 3. No good. Thome bobbling for the rebound, but the Spartans pull it down. We have number 1, Thorpe for the Spartans. She pulls up a jumper. That rattles in and out. Rebound, Hadler. She puts it up. No good, but she is fouled.
Michigan foul on number 30, Hallie Thome. That's her 4th team first. Line out to shoot 2 for Upstate is number 15.
And that will be a foul on number 30, Hallie Thome, and the first shot is up.
That's Thome's 4th, which is not necessarily good news. I'd probably take her out at this point if I were Kim Barnes-Arico. Somebody that young, you kind of want them to learn the lesson early.
Mm-hmm. And Hadler is able to drop in her second foul shot. Wolverines lead 95-53 with 8:45 left in the game. Brzezowski at point for the Wolverines. Kicks it to Flaherty on the right wing. She gives it down low to Thome, who's still in, to Dunstan. Back to Brzezowski. She drives all the way past two Spartans. No good, but rebound by Jillian Dunstan. She gives it out to Rostovsky, who's guarded by Wensler. Up top, Flaherty. Corner, Brzezowski. She puts up the three, and that is good. She now has 11 points.
Beautiful, beautiful arc to that shot. She had time.
And the Spartans try to kick it out to Wensler, but the Wolverines break up that pass. Rostovsky going back down the floor. She kicks it to a cutting Jillian Dunstan. Beautiful pass, and that is good. 8 points for Dunstan, along with 7 rebounds.
And the crowd is on their feet because Michigan now has 100 points to Upstate's 53.
Haddock trying to get her offense going. She kicks it to Clancy, who drives all the way, knocking Boogie Brzezowski out of bounds, drawing the foul. Brzezowski is up and good. And Clancy will get 2 shots at the line.
Michigan foul on number 34, Boogie Brzezowski. That's her second team.
And the second on Boogie Brzezowski, so later down the stretch, some of these Wolverine players getting a little bit more sloppy and a little bit more aggressive in the way that they're playing. But nobody in terrible foul trouble.
The first shot is good for Clancy. We got some Wolverines sitting down, Thome, Rostovsky, and Dunstan, and they get some cheers from the crowd, and they played well tonight. We now see Kelsey, Mitchell, Tamil, and Munger out for the Wolverines.
That's a big changing of the guard, 3 in and 3 out.
Letting everyone get good minutes tonight. Trammell to Flaherty. Screen from Trammell. Finds Munger in the corner. She kicks it back out to Flaherty. Flaherty's going to drive. Pull-up jumper. That is in. They cannot stop Flaherty. She has 34 points.
Wow. Just incredible production from her tonight. She's always been in the right place. Her shot looks on point.
And Starling just got a basket for the Spartans. 102-57. Brzezowski kicks it to Flaherty. She tries to get it down to Trammell. The pass was off someone's foot. Trammell has it, but it looks like she might have been laying out of bounds with the ball. Oh, or a foul, actually.
Trammell really dove on that one. She was on her back, her legs kind of up in the air, didn't really know where to go with it. And it was kind of, you could tell she was kind of waiting for the whistle to be called.
So we have a timeout on the floor as the Wolverines lead 102-57 with 6:41 left in the game. And the band is playing the fan favorite, Blues Brothers.
And people are dancing in the crowd because their Michigan Wolverines are playing, I'm going to say maybe the best I've seen them play.
The biggest lead, I think.
The biggest lead, absolutely, that I've seen in the Chrysler Arena.
And it will be interesting to see, as you said all night, is this the Wolverines' great offense or just the lack of Spartans' defense? And I'm thinking it's a combination of both, because shooting 63% from long range is difficult to do no matter what defense you're playing. So we'll see if the Wolverines can keep it up at their next competition Friday, November 22nd against Hartford at 7 p.m.
And like you said, I think the challenge is going to come on December 6th with Princeton. Can this style of Michigan basketball work, and can it continue to be effective against maybe a tougher opponent? You know, we talked about USC Upstate as being, not a terribly challenging opponent, but they have their merits. They are 4-1 coming into tonight, and just simply based on the fact that they've played 5 games to Michigan's 3, they're more comfortable. I mean, ostensibly they're more comfortable with each other. Their system is a little bit more in place than the Wolverines, but it doesn't look that way tonight. This Michigan Wolverines team is playing like they're halfway through the season. They don't look like they're still working things out at all.
And it's important in these early games to get some rhythm as a team and build chemistry, and that's what they have been doing. The Wolverines looking to go 4-0 for the first time since 2011. And they will have the ball on the sideline. Flaherty still in the game. She gives it to Brzezowski.
I think with a 45-point lead, I think we can pretty much
Say
lock in.
They have the 4-0. Down low to Trammell, who puts it up, and she is fouled. It's good to see these bench players getting productive minutes and being extremely enthusiastic out there.
I was just about to say, as soon as the whistle was called, everybody was on their feet. There's a lot of camaraderie that you can see visibly on this Michigan Wolverines team thus far.
And of all sports, I'd say basketball is the most important to have team chemistry and get along with your players so you know where everyone is on the court. You don't even have to look.
If only just for the fact that it's 5 people on a team. It's a little bit harder to have team chemistry with how many guys are on a football field. You don't really necessarily care if somebody's 10 yards away from you is doing something.
The foul shot is no good, but the Wolverines got the rebound, and Trammell is able to get a jumper. Excuse me, that was Maria Backman. So every single Wolverine has scored tonight. That is unbelievable. And the Spartans now on offense. Wensler trying to get something going, gives it to Clancy for 3, but she airballs it. Wensler is able to pull down that rebound. Clancy up top, gets a screen from Hadler. Still can't get to the basket. And it's a shot clock violation. The Spartans, I don't think, had a clue that the shot clock was winding down.
No, and the band didn't even do their trick where they miscount for the opponent. The fact that every Wolverine has had so much time and has scored at least once, it's a little bit challenging, as broadcasting this because there are so many names. Backman in for the first time tonight.
And Munger puts up a shot, and that's good. She has 7. 108-57. Number 3, Haddock for the Spartans. She's going to drive. She puts up a floater, and she draws the foul on.
No, the foul's going the other way.
It was an offensive foul. Great positioning by Sam Trammell.
Yeah, she took her charge and just beautifully straight up and down her body, fell back, and the ref called it for her.
And Brzezowski now is going to bring it across the timeline. Munger cutting. She brings it back out, gives it to Brzezowski. Screen by Trammell. Brzezowski's going to go all the way. She puts that in. Great drive by the freshman, getting past 3 Spartans to put it up and give the Wolverines 110 points on the night with 5 minutes to go in the game. Dickerson drives. She kicks it out to Wensler. Thought about the 3. She drives, puts up the little floater. No good. Rebound, Brzezowski. She's going to bring it down for the Wolverines. She gives it to Munger, who drives, faces 2 Spartans, kicks it out to Brzezowski for the 3. No good. Trammell with the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow for the Wolverines.
Not a lot to say in the locker room later if you're Kim Barnes-Rico other than nice job.
Yeah, good game.
Let's do it again.
Good game, everyone.
Should be an interesting homestand with Hartford. It's a lot of first-time meetings for the Michigan Wolverines program. This is their first time playing against USC Upstate. They had their first time against Binghamton in their home opener, and it's going to be their first time playing Hartford this Friday. A rousing chorus of hail to the victors for the Michigan faithful who are still here.
And it looks like sitting on the sideline is Shannon Smith, maybe with Nicole Emblad. They have been regulars attending the game this season. Nicole Emblad is at med school actually here as a Wolverine, so she continues to support her old teammates as she was the heart and soul of the Wolverines, always hustling for them, getting 50-50 balls last year.
I get my hair cut at a place called Coach and 4 on State Street, and the guy was bragging to me the other day, maybe a month ago, that he knows Nicole Elmblad, and she actually plays on their like recreational hockey team, he said.
Oh wow.
Because she loves playing hockey, and apparently on the ice she's like just as aggressive as she is on the basketball court, which I can totally see.
Yeah, I see that.
I want to see it in action.
Can we get her for our IM basketball?
We should get her for IM basketball, but if WCBN puts together an IM hockey team, she could be a double threat. I want to see her in Yost.
Yes.
With the hockey team, see if she can translate some of that athleticism.
And both teams are heading back onto the court. The Wolverines lead 110-57 with 4:42. And despite the lopsided game, you have to give the Spartans credit. They've still been out there playing and hustling, and they're not going to give up until the buzzer sounds.
If you're a coach like Tammy George for USC, you got to recognize the fact that your players don't always get the chance to test themselves against this kind of quality of an opponent or perform in this kind of a stage, which is a fairly large stage. So there's still value to the minutes that they're putting in right now.
And Wensler will have the ball for the Spartans. She's guarded by Munger. She's going to drive baseline and kick it to Hadler, who's double teamed. Kicks it out to Dickerson. She drives, jump back, pull up, no good. Rebound, Danielle Williams, who's going to push it up for the Wolverines. She tries to get it to Brzezowski, no good, but Trammell is there for the pass. A little sloppy play for the Wolverines, but they retain possession. Munger keeping it from going out of bounds. She gives it up top to Brzezowski, trying to tell her teammates what to do on offense. With 7 seconds on the shot clock, they need to get a shot up. Munger, she puts it up. And that falls.
Wow.
She's off balance a little bit. I'm surprised she got that one to drop.
And in a weird position, just right above the foul line, right between the foul line and the elbow pretty much.
Now down low, Hadler for the Spartans. She gets that one to rattle in. 112-59.
112. Wow.
See if they can get to 120 with 3 minutes left in this game. Danielle Williams up top. She finds Maria Backman down low. She gets that to go. That's 4 points. And as I said, every Wolverine has scored tonight. Dickerson cross-court pass to Haddock, and it looks like that is an offensive foul going back down the other way for the Wolverines.
That's something else for Michigan. They've been drawing fouls a lot and very well and consistently tonight. If that is something that, again, they can play on for the rest of the season, it's going to be a huge help. They're taking charges. I think I've seen like 3 or 4 charges taken.
Even here late in the game with the 114-59 lead.
Yeah.
The Wolverines have the ball. Brzezowski. She gets a screen from Trammell. She goes all the way. Little jump step pass to Trammell. Out to Brzezowski for 3. No good. Fight for a rebound, and there's a foul on the Wolverines.
I think that one was on number 23 for the Wolverines, Maria Backman. That's her first.
So Swain has the ball for the Spartans. She's guarded by Brzezowski. She kicks it out to Thorpe on the right elbow. Back to Swain. Down low, Hadler. And there's a double team on her and an offensive foul as she takes down a Wolverine.
Wow, Backman taking another one on her back, doing a ironically enough, on her back. Backman.
So we have Brzezowski who kicks it to Backman. Danielle Williams on the left wing. Screen by Trammell. She gives it to Backman. Down low, Trammell on the block. And it is tapped out of bounds by the Spartans. Wolverines will get the ball back with 15 seconds on the shot clock. 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Maria Backman, the sophomore from the Bronx, she made the switch to forward in the offseason.
And basket good by Brzezowski. All the way the Spartans go again. And there is yet another charge called on the Spartans, and that is Sam Trammell taking it for the Wolverines.
Minnetonka's own Sam Trammell. I think that's how we should always refer to her. The pride and joy of Minnetonka.
Up top, Danielle Williams. She kicks it to Brzezowski, and there is a off-ball foul on Maria Backman. Excuse me, not every Wolverine has scored yet. There is one now in the game, Hallie Wengler. This is her first minutes of the game, so she will see if she can put up a basket, and that would make every single Wolverine having scored tonight.
At this point, you kind of have to dish her the ball next time you're on offense, right?
Exactly. And Swain goes all the way to the basket, bumping off a couple Wolverines and drawing the foul. She will go to the line for two.
Sam Trammell tried on that one, but based on how her body was positioned, you're not going to get that call. You're not going to get that charge called because it's not really straight up and down.
And she's able to get her first shot. That is number 23, Swain. She has 4 points. The second one is up and in. The Wolverines lead 116-61 with 1:35 to go. Backman. Now it is Wengler with the ball. She's going to get a screen from her teammates. Drives, kicks it out to Munger. Munger gives it to Backman. To Wengler, who puts up the three, and she gets it! They are so pumped.
There we
go.
The
Wolverines, every single one of them has scored tonight. Wengler felt that. She knew it was her time. And now the Spartans have an empty trip once again on offense, 118-61. The crowd is excited for their Wolverines, as they should be. Boogie Brzezowski has the ball. Looks like she's trying to get Wengler yet another shot. She drives, though, kicks it to Trammell. She gets it back. Wengler has the ball. She drives. She puts it up. No good. And there's a fight for the rebound. Maria Backman gets it. Brzezowski for three. No good. Munger gets the rebound. And the Wolverines pull it out with 35 seconds to go. They're going to slow it down a little bit.
How about Hallie Wengler coming on and quickly getting some points and a rebound? And she's part of a Michigan athletic family. Her two brothers, Jack and Jared, are on the football team. And her father, John, was the quarterback of the Michigan Rose Bowl winning team in 1981.
I actually played basketball with her sister, Sierra Wengler.
Is she any good?
She was pretty good. She's a year below us.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she plays college basketball, but she had some athleticism, some quick feet.
Well, it's nice to see everybody, although we said it a little bit early.
Got a little excited early on.
Excited to see everyone from the Michigan team contributing and having some points tonight.
Brzezowski on the line, trying to get 120 for her team. Misses her first, though. So 13 seconds, the Wolverines lead 118-61. The second shot is up and in. 119 for the Wolverines. And the Spartans probably hold on to the ball for the last 10 seconds. Not try to get a shot up.
What a game if you're a Michigan Wolverine.
They've set lots of records tonight as they go on to win against USC Upstate 119-61, and everyone played tremendous, but sophomore Caitlin Flaherty had
the
34
star,
points.
the star of tonight. Among many on the Michigan team, it's going to be a nice week of practice, I think.
Exactly.
Leading up to their next game. WCBN may or may not have the call.
It's on Friday after Thanksgiving, so we probably won't have the call, but Sunday the Wolverines are back at it against Oral Roberts at 2 p.m., and WCBN will have that call. So we'll leave you with a good night and go blue.